Hey y'all, it's Chris from Front Sight. So I was doing some more doom scrolling on Facebook again, and I've been seeing more stuff, articles and things about firearms instructors finally being able to put stuff out. And I do see a lot more stuff from USCCA, the U.S. Concealed Carry Association, and it's a really good organization. I've met them at Florida. I've actually written an article for them in the past, a couple of years ago, and I have got to meet some of their guys. Super nice people. They have a really good program behind them. They put out a lot of good news. And I did find an article about Washington State trying to ban AR-15s and AR-15 style rifles. Now, from what the article says, is that since AR-15s are not typically used in home or self-defense, because pistols are, they can't be considered commonplace, or whatever they described it as, like common weapons or commonplace. So they couldn't be used, and they should be illegal. Only pistols should be allowed for home defense, and maybe shotguns. Well, that's the biggest crock of crap I've ever heard in my life. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say anything about it has to be common. In fact, I'm going to read to you kind of what the article said, and you can find this on the USCCA's website, I'm sure. But the ruling rests on two dangerous ideas. This is specifically out of their article. It says that a firearm must be commonly used for self-defense to be constitutionally protected. I don't remember reading that in the Constitution under the Second Amendment or any other amendment for that matter. Point number two, that the government can override that protection by citing public safety. I believe there is a wise man, one of our founding fathers, that said, those who would give up freedom for security deserve neither. Now, what Benjamin Franklin was talking about was if you're willing to let your freedoms go and give those freedoms to the government so that they can take care of you, that's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Because what's going to happen? Well, you're going to have the government do things that you disagree with, but now you don't have a voice in the matter. Now you can't defend yourself. If they try to put soldiers in your house, you can't defend yourself. If they try to unlawfully take you and your family away, you can't defend yourself. Now, is this happening? No. I know a lot of people are going to say, but wait, what are they doing in Washington, D.C.? What are all these troops and soldiers doing all over the place? No, that's not what that was talking about, right? The government cannot or should not solely be responsible for your safety. The only person responsible for your safety is you. So if you're not getting trained, if you're not carrying a firearm legally, if you're not getting your mind wrapped around the laws, the carry laws of your state and surrounding states, if you go other places, then you're wrong. You need to be active in finding the right equipment, finding the right training, and implementing that training on a regular basis, talking to your family, having safety plans. And it's not about being kind of crazy. You're like, oh my God, someone's always watching me, always putting your back to the wall, facing the door. Been a cop for 19 years. That happens to me as well. You're not being irrational when you're doing that, right? Now that might be a little much, but at the same time, you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to know when something's going wrong, that you can get yourself and your family out of there to safety without any other issues. I mean, in DC, when those two soldiers, God forbid, were shot, and that one died, another soldier came to help out and only used his pocket knife, right? So other people you're being aware of your surroundings and able to help people when you can. So what I'm trying to say is you need to make sure that you fight for those constitutional safeties, those constitutional amendments. You need to fight for your constitutional rights. Because God forbid, one day, something like Dearborn, Michigan, where people are going to say, I'm going to make you obey my laws now, and that's not the kind of law that we have typically in the United States. You can defend yourself and your family against that. Or if some criminal decides to say, hey, I want your car more than you do, you can defend yourself and your family in that situation. So do yourself and your family a favor. Find the right equipment, understand the laws, and get trained and proficient in using a firearm. And not just using it, but understanding when you can appropriately use it, right? Just because somebody says something to you doesn't mean you can draw your gun and shoot somebody. That's absolutely not the case. But understand when you're allowed to use that firearm for the defense of yourself and for others. Not just your family, but maybe your friends or other people around you. You can use it for the defense of others as well. But you have to understand the laws and when it's appropriate to do that. So get some training. All right, last thing real quick before we go, SHOT Show. I am super excited for SHOT Show. I've got us an Airbnb that we're using, or Verbo, whatever, VRBO, whatever. I've got us a rental car. I've got us our spot. I've got us some clothing coming in that we're all look the same, look uniform. Right? It's going to be a great time. I'm really excited to do it. A little nervous, right? Once I hit send on that last payment for, like, say, the airline tickets and things like that, I was like, oh man, it's actually real. It's actually happening. A little nervous, but very excited. And so I'm really looking forward to meeting people out there. I had a really good time in Florida when I went to the expo down there, the Range Expo. I met a lot of really good people. I'm going to see a couple of those people in Vegas in January, so that'll be really good. Graham, looking forward to seeing you again. And when we get out there, having a good time, just meeting everybody, talking about FrontSight Safe, and what these apps are going to do for our industry. Well, how they're going to help the industry and the community communicate better, and how we're going to hold each other a little bit more accountable, but also give each other that grace of saying, hey, here's some more classes you can take, right? You can ask the questions. There's a few other additions to the app that we're going to be making in the next couple of months. But other than that, the app is ready to go. I'm ready to get it out there to SHOT Show so everyone can see it and see how it works. Now, that being said, I'm going to be shooting a commercial. It's not going to be for TV and things like that. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'll put it online, Facebook, and on Instagram, all nine. But we're going to be running this video on our table at our booth just constantly, a 2-minute video. And it's going to display everything that we have to offer on FrontSight. Meaning, if you're looking for gun stores, gear stores, ranges, training organizations, FFLs, guided hunts, fishing charters, anything like that, outdoorsy stuff, it's going to really showcase that. And I'm really looking forward to getting it out there because I got a videographer. He's done a really good job in the past. I'm looking forward to working with him. I mean, I work with him now in my current job, but I'm looking forward to working with him as a videographer and getting that out there. So good things are coming very, very soon. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope all of you are going to have a great Christmas. I'm really looking forward to the holidays, looking forward to getting through December and into January to really hit this SHOT Show event hard and fast. So looking forward to getting out there. If you're going to be at SHOT Show, I'd love to meet you. Just come by the booth, leave me a comment. You can shoot me a message on Facebook, whatever you want to do. Just let me know you're going to be there. I'd love to talk to you about FrontSight and how FrontSight can help you as a vendor or help you as an individual find vendors. So looking forward to doing that. Let me know if you have anything. Shoot me a like if you enjoyed this video. Go to the merch store. Help us out by buying a t-shirt or something. That'd be great. Very simple t-shirts, very nice, good quality. So appreciate it if you do that. But also hit subscribe if you haven't already. I've noticed that a lot of people don't hit subscribe to things, and I get it. You watch the videos, it's cool. But if you hit subscribe, you get notified when I do put out other videos. And here in the future, I'm going to do more videos about news-related stuff or equipment-related stuff or firearm-related stuff, and not just talking about the app specifically. So more to come on that as well. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to FrontSight.